Oh, okay. So one thing that's been so obvious the last few days is just kind of the emotion for all you guys around this film, which we do see, you see in Cannes, because it's a big overwhelming thing, but I just feel in this case it's been particularly noticeable. How's that kind of been? And
I mean, my goodness, it's I cannot imagine what it is like to be Elton John right now, or Bernie Taupin, where it's you are seeing your life being celebrated, not a bunch of people going up and like giving speeches or just hearing your music. Like, you are actually seeing your life be reenacted. And I think that it has been very emotional because Elton John lived a triumphant life, and has lived a triumphant life, and continues to live a triumphant life. And to be able to acknowledge him in watching this movie and in screening this movie here is just, it's wonderful. It's really incredible.
And it's quite heartbreaking to watch little Elton on screen with his, around his family. How hard is it to play that kind of mother, and like how?
Yeah, it's like once you get into it and you're on set and all that kind of stuff, we all will have fun with certain things. But there were days where there were things that my character said that were things that really Sheila did say to Elton. And it's heartbreaking. It's especially just kind of learning about Elton and learning that he was a very sensitive person, and desperately wanted as an only child, wanted his parents to love him, and he wanted their approval always, and that never ended, and the fact that his parents just wouldn't give it to him, it's just cruel.
Yeah, I mean, how would you feel if your kids decided they wanted to go into? Do you think it is a hard world to come into, and is it something you wouldn't necessarily want to put on your children? How do you feel about that?
Life is hard when you're doing something that doesn't feel right. And so whatever it is that my kids are meant to do, I want them to be doing that because that's what's right for them. I'm sure that there's going to be things that are right for my kids that aren't right for me, that are difficult or stressful or whatever for me to see them go through. But it's just like that is, it's just not my call to make. So yeah, you see a story like this, and you kind of see like, wow, there's a negative consequence and a real impact that parents can have on their children when they're not supportive or when they're judgmental of a child's path just because it was different from their own.
And then it also kind of made me think, I wonder whether the price of fame is higher almost with a musician in terms of that constant thing of having to be in front and turning it on every day in front of lots of people. It's like a very different type of fame, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's such a weird thing in these crafts, in these creative things that we do where it's like we start because we love music, or we love writing, or we love inhabiting a character in a story, but then it's sort of a part of it is, if you are successful, these other things occur, and those are things that you're not at all prepared for, and you didn't sign up for, and you maybe don't want, and it's very complicated because there are some good things and then there are some bad things, and so it's really when you're a public person and you're a musician and your music is very personal and you're the source of all of it. Man, it's a huge personal responsibility. I had a really hard time joining social media because I had to come up with my little tagline, and I'm like, who am I? I can't imagine being a songwriter and a musician and a performer and just being that exposed.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, I can see the flashing sign that I must leave, but I could